Welcome back. Hi. We are back at Mount Holly. Um, the nice thing about this game is that there's always stuff you can figure out to do. And wow, we've been given a bunch of things to do lately. We're going to start by going outside and looking at the exterior room. I had a conversation with my friend who's been able to go further in this game because he's not alternating between two games and then editing everything in between. And there's a lot that he's done. Okay, Hovel Root Cellar Shrine. We haven't actually seen the root cellar in this playthrough. I want to say... I'm not tempted by the root cellar. Maybe the hovel or the shrine. Getting the shrine absolutely helped. So we're not going to go in because we have no money to give it. So we're going to go in the house and we're going to see if we can accumulate some funds. Oh, by the way, I suspect I did not keep my chronometer. I figured that out as I was loading up the... Yeah, no chronometer. So you have to buy it and use it in the same day. That's a lot of money to spend on something like that. Corridor, pantry, guest bedroom. And right, I went to the side where we have the foundation leading in that direction, so we're going to take the corridor to go around. Have a look around, make sure there's nothing on a table or anything. And then, oh goodness. Not the office yet, I don't think. But the parlor for the extra gem. Sure thing. Nothing on that table, which is where it typically is. Let's pick up the wind-up key. And let's see what logic problem we have today. Only one box is true. Only one box contains gems. The gems are in the white box. Okay, so we can start with this. Only one box contains gems. That is absolutely true. Which means if this is true, then it's already a contradiction. Because I just said a second box is true, but it's telling me that only one box is true, so that cannot logically be true. So this box must be false, and therefore two boxes are true, which means this must be true, which means the gems really are in the white box. And that's 5 gems to start us off. Pantry, den, observatory. Well, from this direction, what we really want to do is go north. So let's go to the den. And we get a gem in here. I honestly don't know where, if it's not on this little coffee table, I don't know where, if an object were just left in here, where it would be hiding. Because I don't think we've ever seen anything in here, except maybe one thing that got distributed to that middle coffee table. I don't know. Things tend not to show up in here. And then you've got this thing, which is just utterly empty, and that's very strange. I don't know. We're going to go north from here. Closet, spare bedroom, chapel. I don't mind putting the chapel here, because we have no money to lose. But there is money here to pick up. There's 3 coins. I should just go run right up to the shrine right now. Actually, it's not a terrible idea. That is not a terrible idea. Let me try opening a door and seeing what's here. Whoops, around the pew. Guest bedroom, garage. That's an even better idea. Except I can't open it. I would need to place the utility closet in order to make any use of that. Let's put in the bedroom. I don't see anything up there. Let's try placing this room. just to see what lay of the land we end up with. Closet, spare bedroom, and pool. The pool isn't a bad thing to do. I'll do that, because then we get the pump room and the sauna. And one of the things to do is to try to hook up the boiler room to something useful. So let's do the den while we're here. You know what? That's not a bad place to dump the spare bedroom. Because it is not a useful... Hey, look at that. It turned into a room. What are you? Oh, sleep mask. The first time you enter each bedroom with the sleep mask, gain 5 steps. Okay, so that hasn't happened with anything yet. But I mean, it's a room. And it has paintings. Hang on. It has painting? Is it so unfinished that the other painting... Oh, no, it's down there. That would have been funny, though. Through the foundation, because why not? And out the front. And yeah, let's go deposit these 3 coins in the shrine. I don't know how many coins is good, but we put only 2 in, and we got a really powerful blessing for 3 days. So let's try getting ourselves... But we didn't get to use it the first day. So let's put these 3 coins in here. Confirm. The Blessing of the High Roller. Each time you draft a shop room, gain an ivory die, and then gain 5 extra coin each time you roll an ivory die. Once more from the top, each time you draft a shop room, get a die. Then, when you use a die, get 5 coin. Okay, fine. Back we go. So we've already used 17 steps, which is a little much. We haven't touched the right-hand side of the building, so let's do that now. Hallway, pantry, drawing room. Let's do the one that... Actually, that would give us back some steps and get some coins. And doesn't use up our branching ones later on in the house. We would really want to use them. Let's do the pantry now. Pick up an apple for 2. Get 4 coins. That was the sort of thing I was hoping for with opening the doors off the chapel is, could it give me some coins? The reading nook, ooh, is pointing entirely the wrong way. The guest bedroom just cuts everything off. But it would give us a bunch of steps back. Let's do that. Let's cut that off. Plus 10 for the guest bedroom, plus 5 for the sleeping mask. And on the table is a key. Okay, out we go. And now let's head into the foundation where we have a room pointing north. So there is this lowered where the basement key gets used. That's a better position for the reading nook. Let's do that. Reading nook, pick up yet another key. Nothing on the table, nothing on the side table. Guaranteed to get the library, which is going to deadhead in. That's kind of a shame. Gymnasium would let us continue, we'd lose 2 steps. Yeah, gymnasium. Don't like it. Now I really want a utility closet. Only not just yet. Commissary. Ooh, Jeez. Commissary because it's the only branching thing. Shrine kicks in, gives us a die. Things that we can buy: gems, magnifying glass, shovel, and sets of gems. So we could pick up a magnifying glass. I'm way less I mean, it's a very useful thing, but I'm way less interested in getting it because I don't know of anything else that I really want to read the fine print on. But I'm just not going to shell out my cash just yet. We're here against the side wall. Locked already. How dare you? Use a key. This is a better place for the drawing room, even though it takes up a gem. Okay, so now let's see if we can put some rooms in this way. Ooh. Closet, laboratory, veranda. I'd consider the veranda, except it's just so expensive for gems. The laboratory is another one that I want to be next to the boiler room because it has a sign that says it wants to be. Yeah, I'm going to redraw these, and I'm going to use the power of the drawing room to do it. Security, lavatory, planetarium. Spending gems like water, but security is still a useful thing. Looking everywhere. Okay. Let's check in with the computer. View the inventory. We have effectively cleaned the place out. Go back to the main menu. Key card system, settings. Set security level to low. Confirm the setting. Set offline mode to unlocked. Confirm the setting. Back and exit. Cool. And that also lets us put a room in here. Ew. Storeroom. Out of those three, better than the closet. Oh, sledgehammer. We know what a sledgehammer does. It opens chests. And it can be battery powered to smash walls. Okay, back out we go. Let's try going north from here. Since we're here. Locked. 2 keys only. Yeah, the house is being mean again. The pendulum has swung back the other way. Interesting. Coat check would let us pick up the vault key, which is really only useful if we put the vault into the house somehow. Greenhouse, you're more likely to draw green rooms while drafting. We haven't seen those since the demo ended. But I'm inclined to do the East Wing Hall and open up this half of the building. Anything on a chair or a table? No, let's go sideways. Hallway, boudoir, walk-in closet. Kind of like the hallway better here, even though we're just using that up. Table there, not doing anything. Let's continue going laterally. Oh, the coat check again. Let's stick in the bunk room and put in that dead end. It frequently has stuff like 2 gems, and it's a bedroom, and it gives us a bunch of steps back. It counts as 2 bedrooms, so we just got 10. And if I knew I needed to feed you, little guy, I would. Okay, that's it for this. So now we can go back out to here and do the other direction and try going north. It opens. Sauna, kitchen, nursery. The kitchen costs a gem, but it would trigger the shrine again. Let's do that. On the menu today, porterhouse steak, which wants a showroom, which we've seen a couple of times. It's actually possible. Club sandwich and chef salad, which is 5 for every green room in your house. That's not a great deal these days. Nothing on the counter to pick up. Yeah. Heading to the side again. Secret passage. I like the secret passage. Let's do the secret passage. So, we've seen a bunch of shops, and we are kind of encouraged to do shops these days because of the blessing of the High Roller. We could do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Pull the book for the gold. Locked. Last key. So showroom, laundry room, aquarium. Special cost buy cast. I wonder why that is when I do it from here. That's strange. But if we do place a dining room, it's going to mean that we get extra steps. And it gives us an ivory die right now. We definitely don't have the money for anything in here right now. But is there anything new? Moon pendant, master key. So let's take a look. Hello. If you call it a day while wearing the moon pendant, you'll start tomorrow with 2 of the items from your inventory for 20. That might be worth doing. Master key, opens all normal doors. And the chronograph and the silver spin we've seen. Okay. Interesting. We're going to get money if we actually use the ivory die. Library. Oh, the library. That's an interesting use of the library. Yeah, let's do it. And we get a book. I forget which book we asked for. The History of Orindia. Okay. Ruffington Red Publishing. Who looked at this? Herbert Sinclair in 81, Mary Jones in 84. Detective Bon Margle? 2 times in 87. Bon Margle. That just looks like it's an anagram of something because that's not a name. Okay. This book was reviewed and cleared for publication by the Fen Aries Central Board of Education. It has been edited to conform to our department standards, including the omission of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissemination. So if you wanted more of an indication that we're not dealing with, that we're not dealing with a free country. Wow. Blankety blank, the name used to designate the realms of the eastern waters. Blankety blank is no longer blankety blank, known to the average citizen. Blankety blank of the elder generation. Blankety blank blank blank. Yet, because I can see a little bit of that why, we must blank 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 permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon blank 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 our past blank blank. Ajira. The angels were Ajiran angels. Most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often denoted as Ajira by the ascension of the first king blank, whose name, Orus, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Orus was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Orus had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Orus, and by the end of the 1st century, the blankety blank 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 blank, a new kingdom was born. Second era. It was the 4th king blank who split this vast domain into 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heart spring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift blank 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 blank. To the youngest he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Eraja, which I notice is an anagram of Agira. Blank blank, a land steeped in tradition, blank blank. Third era. As the 2nd era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands, and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives, and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the 3rd era was defined by blank. Blankety blankety blank blank blankety blanky blanky blank. Commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. And we see 2 of the symbols from the flag puzzle: the mountain symbol and the hourglass symbol, which I currently have. There is some controversy. Ironically, there's some controversy, but I currently have the mountain as being yellow, the hourglass as being purple. The symbol in the middle, with its trapezoidal top and bottom, that sure looks like the symbol for Orinda, as we saw it in the framework of that elevator that we took down to the precipice. 4th era. As the kingdom blank entered the 4th era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Desolates III was a blank 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 king who was often seen blank blank drinking blank, a sight that shocked not only the gentry in the court but the masses as well, blankety blank blank blank. Okay. Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your cooperation with our department and this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status, so it means all the more that you are not only tolerant but also willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning with this letter the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I had hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if a 1st edition and uncensored copy of the history of Orindia could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collection, but perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks that you may have given me the censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say well done, fair play, and perhaps on my next visit we'll have a laugh about this after you have given me the actual manuscript. Until then, Detective Bon Margall, Redguard. Okay. Desolates was renowned as the king of blank. No one, when he made the decision to move blank 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 Ving castle and court behind, leaving. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and blankety blank blank blankety blank were those that view the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his blank 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 blankety blank 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 blank. common folk. These blank voices planted the seed blank blank, which took root in blank blank blank, grand city of Fen. Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Desolates III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died blank 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 blank. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the blank Prince Laerson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a blank number of supporters due to the fact that Desolates IV shared blank blank little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed throughout the city's streets, stained in red. The pacification of Fen, the body of water, is marked as being Mourning Bay. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Laerson to form a formidable army. Together they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch-Ares and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Prince Laerson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death he had won. Orus had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 years were burned, and in their place red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. Today the realms inherited by the 3, Fen-Ares, Arch-Ares, and Eraja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. Blank. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, and our children. Blank. Blank. That's all there is. Huh. Well, that's freaking fascinating. Okay, so we're putting this room into this little nook here. It's locked, and I don't have any keys left. Okay. So, we definitely do want to open that door. Just saying. 56 steps. Let's go back to the East Wing Hall and see if we can get any keys. See you in a bit. Okay, we're here. This opens. Whew, utility closet, pump room, walk-in closet. We would like the pump room. We would not like it there. Because any of these are going to end our day. So this is an easy question. Reroll those. Spend a die, get 5 coin. Ew! Lavatory, furnace, laboratory. Same thing. We would like the laboratory next to, but taking any of these would end our run, so we have no choice. Redraw. The locker room, on the other hand, does 2 things. 1, lets us get through. 2, spread keys all over the place. So, we're going to do that. And we start with a key here, and the gift of a pair of running shoes. Okay. So I feel like I want to go treasure hunting through the house to try to pick up some of those keys. So we're going to try to move fast. Looking at the threshold, I would expect it to be on that little table if it was in there, so I don't see it there. I'm willing to say it's not there. But let's use the computer. There are 4 keys to be found. Good to know. Some of them may be on the way to the library. So commissary, gymnasium. In the den, there's our first key. 1 found. Check the chapel. Yeah. We have a fair amount of coin. We should go into the bedroom because that will give us 5 more steps because it's the first time we visited this room. This wasn't here before, was it? Ivory die. Maybe we didn't actually go in. But we'll be able to spend that just like anything else. Okay, so this will also fill in this space. We want to leave room for whatever the library is going to give us because it's going to give us an interesting room. Really? Fine. Sauna, dining room, observatory. I'm torn between the sauna and the dining room. The dining room, we know, will serve a dish that gives us extra steps. But the sauna will let us start with 20 extra steps tomorrow. And the dining room will let us put a room in that center spot. Let's do that. And look around. Anything on a sideboard? Nope, nothing yet. It also lets us get into the pool. This door is a perfect place for it. Really? No, we're not doing that. We're looking for keys. We're not trying to spend them all. Okay. Into the pool. Nothing left on a table for us here. Oh! One in the entrance hall. Okay. Do I see? I do. It's there. I don't see one there, so I don't feel the need to go in. And we've already gotten our extra steps from it. Okay, so now we really do want to get up to where the library is as quickly as possible. So that is reading nook, gymnasium, commissary, etc. Okay. See you in a bit. Okay, I also picked up an extra key in the East Wing hallway. So we have 4. I think that means there's 1 still floating out somewhere, but diminishing returns trying to get it back. Use a key there. The wine cellar, the laundry room, and the foyer. Hallway doors are always unlocked. We have not seen the foyer. We also haven't seen the wine cellar, and the wine cellar would give me 3. Wine cellar. Another thing. Check the barrels, that's where the things usually turn up. Now another thing is, take a look at that. The wine cellar opens up to the right and doesn't open up to the left as you come in the door, which makes me deeply suspicious. Come on, there's gotta be some secret in this room. So I'm just going to put my cursor over everything. It's only just occurred to me just how short we seem to be. Like, I find it impossible to believe that that design choice wasn't hiding something. But I do not see anything. Unless there's like some obscure item like a corkscrew that's going to open that up. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, but we got 3 gems. So now the only open door anywhere in here is the locker room. 3 keys, 5 gems. We're going to head back to the locker room. See you in a bit. Okay, we're going to try this door, which we don't even know if it's locked or not. But of course it is, because all the doors in here are locked. Pump room, dark room, locksmith. Locksmith within the day. Dark room, we'd be gambling again. Pump room, there is a chance we could do something interesting. Oh. We can open that for sure. Keys galore. But not this. Well, this is kind of a problem. So, there's a way to do this. We have the running shoes, which will help. We can stop in at the kitchen and pick up something for food. Let's start with that and see what our options are there. Also, I mean, we could spend a key or 2 in here and see if we can maybe find a key card. I'll do this twice. We got the handle, the broken lever. Gotta love finding a broken lever in a locker. I'll do this once more. Apple. I mean, steps. That's the thing we're actually trying to do. Okay. Around the bend to the right to the kitchen and buy ourselves some steps. Club sandwich gives us 15. It's not bad. Bananas are 3 each. Let's do that once. We're up to 39. Exit. So now we need to go around to the dining room, and we have to hope that it's something that can either sell us a key card or it's the utility closet and we can shut off the power. So I'm going to be heading back to the dining room. See you in a minute. Through the hallway. Okay, we're here. Use a key on this door. Sauna, planetarium, boudoir. None of those things lets us get what we want. We got 2 dice to be able to redraw. Utility closet, laboratory walk-in closet. Perfect. Nerf the keycard entry system, shut off the gymnasium especially, and I mean, it's not likely to happen, but the garage. Can't do much about the dark room. Great. So now, back to the pump room? That's a long way. Here we go. I will see you in a bit. Through the bedroom so that we save those steps at least. Okay, back to the pump room. And Foo. Boudoir is the only thing with another door, and it's bad. So we're going to redraw one more time. Passageway, weight room. I'd rather spend the gems and get a 4-way. That's worth it. So that way's boarded off. This way's definitely open. Closet, furnace, courtyard. Again, dead ends, except for the courtyard. Rank 8. So that gives us a power because of the ambition of the pawn. So we can add the armory to the draft pool. We can get 30 coin. Ooh, now I gotta think. At this point, is that worth it, given that we have the chapel in the house and we have to run all the way back? I don't think so. Rook. We may draw floor plans up to 4 times when drafting in the 4 corners. No, we're not going to get there. That's lame. Each time you draft a room on the queen side or west side, lose 5 steps, gain a key. That's definitely not it. I think I want the knight out of these. Okay. So now that we enter, get the metal detector, which may give us more coin and more keys. Now I got to remember what I was doing. Okay. That also means the dining room is going to be open. If I can get back. And I can do the same gimmick again. I could go into the kitchen, buy food, and head back. But let's try these. What's here? It's open. Dark room, planetarium, nursery. Well, now that would be 2 reasons to go back. Dining room and utility closet. That feels like the right move. While we are here, that's open. Oh, sure, now everything's open. Rumpus room, give us money. Hear from Alzara again. That feels nice. I will insert a coin. So that was again the "there is a letter missing" gag from the demo. So now that's the only things from Alzara I've seen. So if we do it again, it will be new information. So now let's test things. What happens with this door? It opens. Oh. I want to see that, but I'm not going in. That kind of counts as a shop, so it gave us an ivory die. However, I'm going to run out of steps. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the milk run to the kitchen into the dining room and the utility closet. In fact, I'm just going to do all of that off camera. I will tell you what things happen. But that's what I'm doing. See you in a bit. And we're back here. I realized something as I went and I did that. I didn't actually trigger the dark room. So we'll see how this goes. That's locked. So there's a way out in the armory and there's a way out. Oh, good. I did flip the switch a couple of times in the dark room. It counted it, even though we never stepped in there. Mer. Battery pack. Okay. Inventory? We have the broken lever, the sledgehammer, the battery pack again if we get the workshop. We would still need to get one of the rooms that we can use that in, or the coat check to be able to stash it. But we got all the bits. Locked. Worth it? Closet, boudoir, study. Stuck. While drafting, you may spend gems to redraw floor plans 8 times. At this stage, how useful is that? Dunno. Boudoir will let us put another room in the house. And it's a bedroom, so it'll do that. Nothing on the little table. Okay, 40 steps. And it let us do it. Sauna. Yeah. Start the day tomorrow with 20 extra steps. And a gem, which is not... Oh, there's a key on the floor. That makes me feel a little better. Okay. So, armory and passageway. Let's do the passageway first. That's... Oh, this is the passageway, duh. There. Is that ductwork? I think it is. So, if this is a boiler room, I'm going to be very happy. And we can re-roll to try to make it so. Workshop. And attic. And we have the gems for the attic. The workshop would also let us continue through. I don't think it has ductwork for steam, but it would be another opportunity to maybe do the coat check and hold on to this thing. It also lets us see an A. We get a shovel. Why are the shoes all over the place? I don't know. Shovel. A jackhammer. What, pray tell, do we want with a jackhammer? I'm worried about you, Simon. Jackhammer. More effective than the shovel at excavation, digs deeper and finds better items. Interesting. Well, we have dig spots in the house. There's some in the courtyard. All right. "35 steps. Oh, no ductwork, as I thought. So we are not solving the pump room today. This is locked. I'm going to back out. The courtyard is right there. It has 2 dig spots for sure. What does this do? Gem. Oh. I didn't think they buried gems. Probably not unless you have the jackhammer. And lots of gems. We have 6 gems now. No extra keys, which is what I was hoping to get. And specifically, no money. Okay. God. Let's look in the armory. Which, of course, is a night room. This is fun. Is this a thing we can have? You may use the axe in the room directory to permanently remove the gem cost from one room. Okay. What other things are there? That looks like it's a thing. The maze, the Morning Star. Can knock the locks off of chests and trunks. Tomorrow morning gain a star. A star. Thank you. Do you wish to purchase for 8? No. Oh, the Knight's Shield. Once per day while drafting, you can equip the Knight's Shield to ignore the negative effects of any one red room. For 8. So those seem to be the things that are available. That's a forge. That's an anvil. Curious. It's a shop and a black print. So we've seen that twice now. It's not found. It's not an outer room. It's... Oh, it is. There we go. It's one of the shops. Cool. Okay. Is this door open? No. We got 1 key to spend. Where would we like to spend it? We might as well spend it here as anywhere. Use the key here. Lavatory, conference room, laboratory. I mean... The conference room would be my choice here. But re-rolling would get us 5 more coins. Let's try that. Planetarium Locksmith Office. Locksmith, I think. For a couple of reasons. It gets us an ivory die back. And we can actually purchase a coin. For 5. I really wish I could get a special key, because I would like to know what those are. I only know of 2, the Secret Garden and the Silver Key. Are there other keys? Don't know. But yes, please, I would like a key. Also, the thing in the library can stop bothering me about the fact that I never get this room. Okay, so now we're going to go back around through the courtyard. Rumpus room? Rumpus room. into the courtyard. Through the passageway into the workshop. For this, use that key. Chamber of Mirrors, observatory, nursery. Well, there's no point doing any of this. So absolutely we should redraw. Closet, laboratory, music room. All of which are dead ends for our purposes. The music room, because we've never seen it. What's in here? Something. Oh, what the deuce is this? The prism key. If you unlock a door with the prism key in a green room, a hallway, a bedroom, a red room, or a shop, you will draw floor plans of that same color. Fun. Not going to get to keep it, and that's not all. Oh, there's a key under the chair. Keys we will not be able to use. What now? Oh, right. Oh, sheet music. Find here within these first words sung the key you seek in major tongue, but half the sheets are missing from the four you hold, the rest far flung. A half note held is quite the pun. Among this scattered symphony, a message hidden beneath the keys, in bold words sung by you and me, a fractured note, an urgent plea. In bold words sung, I do repeat, the ones of you who oft assume that you alone can solve this tune are likely going to get your due and all the rage that will ensue while working on this simple clue. While pages lined with melodies do hide the words we've come to seek, and from our choice among all these, we write down one that seems to be the loudest type with ink that bleeds. The first words on the. Okay. Is there anything else in this room? There's one lonely mismatched chair in the corner. Maybe you're playing something there, except there's no instrument nearby. Denoted in verse. Wonder what to make of that. Denoted in verse. There's nothing on this music stand. Nothing with the drums. Huh. Okay. We have filled the house. None of the remaining spaces can be accessed by a door. So, this room has an additional page of sheet music. It's number 8. Message. First words of the blank 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 message. I think there was another page in the greenhouse. Okay. Let's do what we can. We've got 23 steps. The foundation has dig spots. Let's do that. So back through the passageway, and I'll see you in a bit, just to see what this can do. Actually, why not? Key, try again. Kirk Darren is a pseudonym. Kirk Darren is a pseudonym. Well, that's why you do this stuff. More steps. Good. My God, how much has Simon eaten today? Okay. So, hallway, commissary, etc. See you in a bit. Okay, there are 2 dig spots in this. Gems. If it's all gems, I'm going to be kind of irritated. Stopwatch. For the next 1 minute, you will not lose steps when entering rooms, keys when opening doors, or gems when... Ah! Well... This is silly. I'm going to try to give another offering. Oh, better not. I can't add to it, which is what I wanted to do. The stopwatch is giving me anxiety, even though there's nothing to do. I'm going to let it run out. Because it's... No, I can't. Thank you. Okay. So... So, interesting things. I don't know how much I actually got done, but we sort of added a couple of rooms to the list. So let's do the traditional thing. And now, having done that, let's call it a day. A baronial shopping center. Why is it baronial? I don't know. But yeah, we put 5 shop rooms in, which is more than we typically ever have. Armory counts as 1. Locksmith we put in. Showroom we actually got again. Kitchen and commissary. Sure. 40 rooms total, so we only left 5 spaces. We got up to rank 9. Did 167 steps. Simon's poor stomach is bulging outward from all the food we made him eat. Got 10 items. Found 4 new rooms. Did we unlock any mysteries? Who the heck is Kirk Darren? We made another gadget. Battery pack plus broken lever plus shovel. gets you the amusing jackhammer. But we didn't get the boiler room to be able to help ourselves with that. We didn't get the coat. Well, we got the coat check, but not a reason to use it. We only had stuff to take out of it, not anything to put in it worth doing. We have this new blessing that will give us dice for shops and give us money for using dice. So that's a kind of a feedback loop. We'll see how well that actually goes. We're going to get that for 3 days. This was the first day, so we get it for 2 more. So presumably we'll not get the shrine again until those 3 days are up. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I managed to do the power off, but I didn't go back down the elevator to see what that would do to the card reader that's in the basement. Darn. Well, that's not hard to do. We will do it again. But that's it for today. We will exit, and we will save and quit, and go back to Lingo 2. Until then, goodbye.